I'm Nico, NiceWitIt. Today I'm going to be showing you all how to get placements. First things first, you're going to need a BMI or an ASCAP. There's tons of videos on those. In today's video, I won't be necessarily breaking down the business side of it. The first one is kind of the most obvious, and that's just to be in the studio session. Make sure that if you do get the chance to actually be in the session with the artist, make sure that you're respectful. Be very quick, but be accurate. And when I say that, I don't mean just rush everything you do. What I mean by that is when you click, know what you're clicking. Be accurate at what you're doing. The way I break it down is like this. If I'm in the studio with Beyonce, she doesn't want to sit around for an hour, 2 hours for me to make one beat. That's what I mean by be quick but be accurate. Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that's eating 16 bags of chips. Don't be the guy that is ashing on the soundboards. And this kind of ties back to the first point of being respectful. My second point might actually just be the most slept on, and that is working with other producers, collaborating. Working with other producers can lead to other connections, other network. Not only can you collab on beats, but you can also collab on loops, sound kits, drum kits, anything else that you can name. And not only just with working with other producers, you can also work with engineers, because some engineers actually make beats as well. And actually, some artists actually make beats too. That's actually how I produced one of my most popular songs. It all started with a Nick MIDI. I think it was Ample Guitar LP. I ended up finishing out the loop and I sent it to Lil Mosey. We had previously been working on some other loops, some other beats, and then a year later, long behold, Polo wanted it for his album, which that album has actually went platinum. Huge shout out to Mosey for that. I think my main key when it comes to collaborating is working with producers or engineers that are outside of your most comfortable genre. So if your best genre that you personally make is 4PF style keys, work with other producers that, yes, can make 4PF keys, but can also make pop style or some other style. Another way to get placements is through email. One way is actually just sending to their booking email. And you'd actually be surprised how many artists have their booking email just right in their bio. You may run into some artists that hit you back and say stop sending beats here, but when that happens, just ask them for their email for beats. My next point is DMing the artist on Instagram. You'd actually be surprised how many famous artists actually still read their DM. And when you do, don't mention anything about a price. Because if you're just in their DM saying, hey, I have a pack of beats for 150 bucks, you probably won't get many answers. And you need to know that straight off rip, you might not get many answers doing this. But when you do, keep it short and simple. I usually ask for a phone number, that way I can send the beats straight to them. Now, a lot of artists aren't going to want to give their number out to just some random stranger, which I can't really blame them. And if not, then just simply ask for their email for beats. Make sure that if you send the beats, it's their style. Another way through DM is to DM the engineers. A lot of artists use the same engineer on almost every song. Because if you think about it, there's not really many people that are much closer to the artist than the engineer. And like I said with the previous, keep it short and simple if you do DM them. Ask for their email, ask if they want to collab on some loops, some beats, because in reality, what's the worst that can happen? I usually try not to send beats unless it's something that I could 100% hear them on. But also, don't be afraid to step outside the box, if that makes any sense. Like I would recommend not sending Future a Kid Laroi type beat. Yeah, he's used some here and there that are kind of Kid Laroi type vibes, but for the most part, Future has that kind of sound. Now you have their email, now what? So I'm just going to give you a little rundown on how your email should look when you do send. Okay, so this is how I usually do it. The subject should just be super simple. I usually just put Beat Pack Part 1 by Nico. Do not make your whole email 17 pages long. I usually just copy my subject and make that the top line, followed by my contact info. And when you do send, don't send 65 beats, because the artist isn't going to sit there and go through them all. Send a good amount, but not too many. I usually keep it pretty simple, 7 to 10 beats. And if you want to send like a 20 pack through, make sure to break it down in 2 parts. And if you learned anything through this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and sub. And until next time, I'm Nico, NiceWitIt. Peace.